Hey, what? Did you break your Jeep again? Maybe. What's it to you? Well, are we gonna fix it? No. And why not? Because I would rather spend the next few months just bashing the brand altogether online, talking about how much of a piece of crap it is and how poorly built these vehicles are. Or you could just spend 30 bucks and fix the stupid thing and then move on. No way. It never should have broke to begin with. So let me get this straight. You're saying it's the Jeep's fault that it broke. Yeah, like I said, it's poorly built. Okay, so let me see if I understand this. It's a little more than 10 years old. It's got 140,000 miles on it. You've modified the crap out of it. You abuse it on a regular basis. And this part that broke was actually an original factory installed part, right? So what's your point? I'm just saying, is it really the Jeep's fault or is it actually your fault? Here, come on. Let's just fix the damn thing. Fine, man. You want to take all the fun out of it. Welcome back to Jeeping for Beginners, folks. I apologize about the intro. I know it's a little corny, but I think you got the point across that it's not always the fault of the vehicle or the manufacturer. Sometimes it's just wear and tear or a stupid mistake. So, for those of you who saw the post on my community tab, I did post a picture up there about a week ago. Me and my buddy were out just tooling around for a Sunday drive on a 1 out of 10 rated trail. I mean, it really wasn't supposed to be anything epic. And yeah, we had a little bit of an incident where we actually flipped my front sway bar and wrapped my end link around my steering. So for a little while now, I've been dealing with my sway bar module acting up. Since the last major wheeling trip that I did, I don't know, a couple months ago, it has not reconnected my front sway bar. Kind of gotten used to it. She's a little squirrely around corners, but I mean, it is what it is. I'm not spending the money on a new module, and I haven't figured out exactly what I want to do yet. However, in that little bit of adventure that we had over those rocks, it was an advantage to not have the sway bar connected. The disadvantage, however, is apparently I over-flexed it. Big time over-flexed it. And I've never seen a sway bar flip before. And I wouldn't have even noticed, except I can't turn to the right. You got to see this. Here, check this out. So here's the driver's side. Sway bar, end link. Looks just fine, right? Well, let's walk over to the passenger side. And oh, sway bar is completely flipped. The end link is completely bent. And it's got my drag link completely locked. So I was debating what to do about the whole sway bar thing. Apparently, it's going to have to be sooner as opposed to later. So today, got a new end link. Nice, straight, easy. That should be a breeze to put on. I'm not going to show a complete step-by-step on how to install it because this is pretty simple. This is just 2 bolts. Just put it on the way it came off. As you can see, nice and easy. Bolt on the bottom, bolt on the top, and the end link is back together. The damage, or at least the scrape marks on my drag link are still there, but otherwise everything is tight and back to functioning. I didn't make this video as a repair for something just as simple as bending an end link. The experience itself was definitely unique and something I'm going to look forward to not doing again in the future. But the point was, it was a simple, easy fix. There are so many times that I have seen people just bash the brand, especially the Wrangler, that they're unreliable. They're constantly broken. These parts fail. But here's the actual truth of the matter, folks, is yeah, when you're using it and abusing it, stuff is going to wear out. But there are some good silver lining items here. One, it's usually relatively inexpensive to repair something as simple as a bent sway bar end link. Okay. 2, it's us. we're the ones that are doing it. Truthfully, if you left this vehicle 100% stock and you simply took care of the regular scheduled maintenance on a regular basis, you probably would never have any issues whatsoever. So don't always believe the hype. Every vehicle, every manufacturer has their common issues. Like Nissan, for example, they can't keep transmissions past 60,000 miles, but you don't hear a whole lot of complaining about that on the internet, right? Look at Ford. They can't keep their turbos lubricated past 30,000 miles before they start failing on their EcoBoost, but nobody talks about that. Instead, everybody wants to bash the Wrangler as the most unreliable vehicle on the road, when the truth of the matter is, you know what? We probably did it ourselves. And so it's kind of our own fault, and we should simply take responsibility and fix it. So, just a quick side note on the Rubicon electronic disconnect sway bar. I referenced it earlier in this video. I have been having issues with it since our trip. Goodness, I want to say it was back in September, so definitely several months ago. It never reconnected, which it's supposed to do automatically. So I have been driving without the actual strength of my front sway bar up front, and maybe that led to what actually happened. I don't really know. But in looking into it, folks, if this has ever happened to you, I found out it's about $4,000 for a new module to replace that one feature on the Rubicon. Honestly, that's a little ridiculous. So I've kind of been living with it, and I've been tossing up a couple of options. I have found some websites. I have found some aftermarket ideas. There's like 3 or 4 different ways that I could go to get that strength and support of my sway bar back and still have the off-road ability. Haven't decided what I'm going to do yet, but I promise you that here in probably a couple of weeks, there's going to be a video on how to bypass your Rubicon electronic disconnect sway bar and put one that probably be a little bit simpler, easier to use, maybe. I don't know. If you have any ideas on what I can do or what you would like to see as far as fixing that particular issue, why don't you put it down in the comments below, because I'd be curious how, not only how many other people this has happened to, but what you've done to solve it. All right, so check it out, folks. If you actually want to see the adventure that caused that carnage and actually quite a bit other carnage, not just on my Jeep, but on my buddy's Jeep, for something as simple as a 1 out of 10 rated trail, it's actually going to be uploaded to my friend's YouTube channel, which is Brother by Nature. I referenced it earlier in this video. I am going to put a link in the description down below so that you can go straight over there. Just proof that even just driving down a dirt road for a Sunday drive could actually be probably one of the most interesting or exciting things that you do all weekend long. So definitely support him. He's hilarious. Check out that video. Subscribe to his channel as well. And if you haven't subscribed to mine, well, I don't know what you're waiting for. It's free and it's just right there. Just click the button. So in the meantime, folks, thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like the video and share it with your friends if you enjoyed the content, especially my attempt at humor at the little intro on this thing. I don't know. I thought it was a little corny, but if you enjoyed it, definitely let me know that you enjoyed it. In the meantime, folks, stay safe, happy Jeeping, and we will see you next time. Hey, if you enjoy what you see on this channel, but you want to experience a lot of this stuff in person, but you don't know how, that's okay. I have an avenue for that. Check out my website at www.jeepingforbeginners.com. That's Jeeping, the number 4, at beginners.com. We offer one-on-one classes, group classes for off-roading, overlanding, even Jeep maintenance. We give you the opportunity to experience in person and hands-on just how exciting this life can be. We're going to cover trails and obstacles anywhere from Arizona, Utah, Nevada, Southern California. In fact, we're even going to be out in Moab this year. So check us out. Jeepingforbeginners.com. I'll see you over there.